Warning: these topics might be very sensitive to some viewers. Please click off this video if you are one of those viewers. And sit back and enjoy this roller coaster of a ride of my video.
Hi guys, I'm back. It's been, what, a year? It feels like longer. Maybe it is. I don't know. But I'm back and I'm here to give you guys some life updates because a lot's going on since I've last been on here. For one, I wasn't in a good headspace. I'll be honest with you there. I hadn't been in a good headspace for quite some time. I was dealing with a lot emotionally. I'm just gonna come right out the gate and say it. God, I don't even know where to begin. Well, for one, you might be wondering, where am I? Because this background kind of looks a little bit different. Well, a life update for you guys. Since I started my YouTube journey, I started living in my parents' house. I've lived with my parents my whole life, up until I turned almost 30. And now, after almost 30 years living with my parents, exactly 29 years of living with my parents, and 6 months of living with Nick's mother, we finally have a place of our own. So now I can stop using the excuse of feeling uncomfortable recording in somebody else's home, even though it was technically my home, but it wasn't really my home because I was just living there. But now I could finally say I have a place of my own that I'm paying for. So it's a great feeling once we feel we're a little more settled in here. Not to say that we aren't, but I would like to show you guys our place, but I feel like it's not put together in the way that I would like it to be seen on video. So once I feel comfortable enough to share our home with you guys, I can give you guys a tour of our place. It's come together quite well. I'm happy I finally have a legit vanity. There's me. Hi. A legit vanity that I can actually do my own makeup in, and I don't have to use the bathroom anymore like I used to all these years. I could also do my hair at my vanity, which is really freaking awesome. Like, I had a vanity at my parents' place, but it was very small. It ended up getting used as a desk. So I never really got to utilize the vanity for its intended purpose. So now I have a big vanity with lots of space, and I can finally use it as a vanity, which is what I wanted to use it for. We have a pretty big room, which is really nice. It's kind of like being back at my parents', but it's mine. It's my own space. Oh my God, it's been such a long time coming. Well, to start, if you're new here, hi, my name is Shelly. I am 30 years old now because last you saw me, I wasn't 30. I'm 30 now. Wow, yay! Don't feel like much has changed though. I will say that my 30s have been my year to thrive, for sure. One being that I'm in my own home now. That's the first. The second thing that I can say happily and be have such a weight lifted off my shoulders, I am finally out of a lot of debt. I actually don't really have any debt anymore, which is fucking fantastic because in my early 20s, I got a little carefree. I took out a personal loan. I racked up debt on credit cards. I was very careless and I didn't know how to take care of myself financially. And I ended up eventually just being depressed because I didn't think I would ever pay my debt off. And with a lot of strategizing, a lot of money management, a lot of help from friends, from people who are good with managing money, I was able to finally get myself out of debt. And it's such a great feeling to just be able to finally do things with my money. Besides, I have to put money towards this bill. I have to put money towards this credit card. I have to put money towards that credit card. Oh, I have to put money towards my loan. Oh, I have to pay off my care credit cards that I used to pay for Scrappy because I had to take out care credit cards when Scrappy passed away so I could pay for his hospital bills. So it's such a great feeling. Also, if you don't know who Scrappy is, look at my previous videos. Scrappy was my dog. He passed away 3 years ago, almost 4 now, and it took a very big toll on me. I have him with me. He's here in this room. He never leaves my side. He's tattooed on me. If you ever want to see any of my tattoos, I could do a tattoo tour because I have quite a bit now. And I got so overwhelmed with stress from the debt, from what I was struggling with. After going to therapy for many of years now, I came to realize last year that I have depression. And I felt so silly not knowing this, that it was a hereditary thing and it could be passed on. Kind of makes sense because I feel like, unfortunately, I feel like my mom kind of has depression, but just doesn't really want to admit it, or just doesn't want to get help for it, or doesn't feel like she can get help for it, even though I've told her many a times over years that I would be more than willing to help, but I can only do so much, you know? I have to worry about myself. I have to worry about my health. And I feel like I wasn't doing that for a really long time. I feel like I thought I was doing something. I thought, you know, seeing a psychiatrist, which I have been seeing a psychiatrist now for almost 2 years now. And I thought the first year I was seeing the psychiatrist, I thought I had an idea of what was going on with me. I thought I had things figured out. I thought maybe I was okay. But then I realized, you know, my psychiatrist ended up going on maternity leave. I ended up getting set up with another psychiatrist in her stead. And after speaking with her, I kind of realized I don't think I had it under control like I thought I did. I didn't feel like anything changed. I felt like there was still that feeling that I was sad still, and I didn't know what was wrong. And now, finally, after so many years of trying to figure out what the hell is wrong with me and trying to figure out how to manage it and how to take care of myself, I was in therapy, I was going to the gym, I was doing all these things, but I still didn't feel like I was truly happy with myself. I can finally say now that after seeing a new psychiatrist and getting on new prescription, because apparently my old one wasn't working for me, that I actually feel happier now. This is the happiest I've felt in a really long time. And you would have thought, like, me moving out of my parents' house, that would have made me happy. And it did. Don't get me wrong, it did. But I still felt like something was missing. And I just still didn't feel happy. And, you know, Nick is a big support system for me. He's my best friend. He's here for me. Like, we're together forever. And I felt so bad because I felt like I couldn't, you know, I felt bad because I wasn't happy. And I didn't want him to think it wasn't him or it was him. And it wasn't. It was just me going through the things I was going through. Like, sorry, I'm not sad getting emotional. I'm happy because I hate that it took me so long to get here, but I'm here now and I can be myself now. And that was the other thing. Being in my parents' house, I didn't feel like I could be myself with you guys because my parents' house was a very toxic environment for me. I'm not going to go into a lot of details about it. What I can tell you is if you struggle with parents that have a very toxic relationship and eventually it gets to a point where they end up kind of relying on you as their rock or their mediator or their support, and then eventually, and instead of them kind of, you know, realizing like, hey, I'm doing this to my kid and they have their own life and their own stuff that they have to go through. And it's just really hard to explain. But it's like, the best way I could put this is that don't become your parents' personal confidant, because sometimes it can end up taking a toll on you. And that's what it did for me. And it really fucked me up a lot. And just hearing all the problems and hearing how everything was going and seeing that nothing was changing, and it affected me negatively. It took an impact on my relationship and my marriage because I was getting affected by it. And it was affecting me a lot. And Nick tried to be there and he tried to support me as best as he could. And I was having a really hard time bouncing back from it. Eventually, that led to myself and Nick moving in with Nick's mother. And we moved in with Nick's mother for about 6 months exactly. And that was kind of like the break that I needed, because it helped clear my head a lot. There was still stuff lingering, and that really sucked. And also, Nick's mom has a puppy. Her puppy reminds me a lot of Scrappy. She looks a lot like him. She acts a lot like him. And that kind of affected me because I knew I was going to get attached to her as if she was my own, but she wasn't. She was Nick's mom's dog. And it was just really nice for those 6 months coming home and being greeted to a dog again. Like, after so many years of growing up with a dog in my life, and then after 3 years of not having it, or technically 2.5 or what have you, I got happy again because I was like, oh, this is such a nice feeling. I missed having a dog to come home to and greet me and cuddle with me and watch TV with me. And when I'm sad, she can give me kisses and I could take care of her when she's sick and I could go for walks with her. And I felt so happy having that again. But I knew it wasn't permanent, and I was trying so hard to keep that in my mind, especially since we knew we weren't going to be there for long. But I got attached. The first couple of weeks living on our own, it kind of fucked with me because I missed it. I've gotten better with it. I don't get upset anymore. I miss her, I do. But again, she's not my dog. But when we moved in with Nick's mom, it was good. It was, like I said, it gave me a break. The first few months, if I'm being honest, were hard on me though, because unfortunately, my parents didn't really take it so well. More so my mom than my dad. And my mom, before I had Nick in my life, when I really didn't have a lot of friends in my life, because I know this might be hard to believe, but there was a point in time where I really didn't have a big friend circle. Now, that's changed a lot over the years, but in my early 20s, I didn't really have a lot of friends. And I lost a lot of friends. I had like 2 close friends in my friend circle that I really could rely on, or I thought I could rely on. And my mom was like one of my best friends. Like, I did everything with her. And that's not to say I still don't do stuff with her, but like, we watched TV together, we watched movies together, we told each other everything, or at least I told her everything. And I came to realize I shouldn't have been such an open book, because yeah, you could be close with your parents, but there's just some things you kind of gotta learn to like have boundaries with, you know? And I was young and I didn't have that. And so when I left my parents' house to go to Nick's mom's house, she didn't take it very well. She really and I know she didn't mean to do this. I know she only did it because she was hurting. She kept making me feel like what I did was horrible. She kept blaming Nick, which I had to kind of like keep telling her, like, it's not Nick. Nick isn't the reason we left. Nick was helping me. Nick opened that door for me as a way to get better and to be better mentally. And I thank him so much because I know he did not want to go back and move in with his mother. He wanted to be on his own. Well, not on his own, but like away from her and with me. But when he realized that living at my parents' house was affecting me so much, he made that call to help me. And I can't thank him enough for that. Like, if it wasn't for that decision, we wouldn't be here. We wouldn't be on our own. And, you know, for a while, it sucked. It hurt. Like I said, my mom made me feel really bad about what I did. But she realized that this was the decision that I made. This is what I chose. This is what I wanted. And, you know, she learned to adapt to it, respected my decision, and our relationship got a lot better. Even my dad. My relationship with my dad got better too, because I never really, when I got older, I feel like my relationship with my dad depleted and it just didn't feel like I had one. And then with everything that was going on with my parents, it just put me in a bad space because my mom kept constantly ragging on my dad so much that it just made me so resentful and so angry. But now we actually have a really good relationship. I mean, it's not like, oh my God, like not like best friend level, but I mean, we're better now than we were. I can actually talk to him now. I can actually like have conversations with him. Whereas when I was living at home and all of that, I feel like we never really talked. We never talked. And when we did talk, it was about work. Because if you may or may not know this, I have been in the pharmaceutical manufacturing field for about 10 years of my life. And the first 4 years, maybe even 5 years of my life, I was working with my dad. And I feel like working with him, like that's all he ever knew how to talk about with me. And it kind of sucked because it's like I wanted to have more of a relationship than that. But we didn't. And it sucked. But it's okay because now we're in a better place. And, you know, I not only like had to deal with my parents, there was like I said, I felt like I couldn't really be myself with you guys. Like, I had to watch the tone I was talking in because I felt embarrassed to be filming videos in my house because I felt like I would be judged. And it's like, who the fuck cares? Who cares? If I want to film YouTube videos and I want to be in front of a camera and this is a hobby I enjoy and I like to do and I like talking to you guys, I shouldn't be ashamed of that. But I felt like, I don't know, I felt weird. I felt weird recording in a house with my parents. I didn't want people hearing them yelling and screaming at each other all the time. And I wanted to be able to go into a room and be able to film and not have to worry about, oh, my parents came home. Oh, they're fighting again. Oh my God. And it got to be a lot. And then we went from being in a big space where we were really only limited to one room to a smaller space where we were limited to one room. And that sucked too. So Nick and I never really got to experience like starting our life as a married couple on our own. So now here we are and we're getting the chance to do that. And it's honestly been great. Like, yeah, we bicker and fight just like any normal couple would do. I mean, Nick and I, we've been together for 6 years now. And 2 of those years we've been married. So it's kind of just like we have a lot. We've been through a lot together in this time. I've been through a lot of Nick's highs and lows. Nick has gone through my highs and lows. And now we finally have our own space where we can deal with those things together and we don't have to be influenced by outside voices and opinions. Another thing, like being in my parents' house, they didn't want me getting tattoos. They didn't want me getting piercings because they're very old-fashioned and that's not their forte. Now I can actually get all the piercings and tattoos that I want because it's my body and I'm not under their roof anymore, because that was the excuse I always got from them. I'm in their house. I'm under their roof. I have to do what they want. Same thing with smoking marijuana. Yeah, well, if my family sees this, guess what? I smoke. Sorry. I know this isn't the way I wanted to have my family find out, but if they find out, they find out. I've hidden it for quite some time, and it sucks. It sucks that I had to hide that part of myself. It sucks that I hide the part of myself where I'm on medication for depression, because that's another thing I've never told my family. And again, if they see this, they see this. And, you know, I've tried to be open about some of these things, mainly the medication, not the marijuana, because again, my family is very old-fashioned. They're not into that stuff. I am. I don't mind it. I don't care. Like, if I'm fucking stressed out from a hard day at work, I want to come home and have a smoke. And that's okay, because now, guess what? It's legal in New Jersey. So it's not a problem anymore. But I was just so ashamed to open that part up of myself because I didn't want to upset my family and I didn't want them to think differently of me. I already feel like the fucking black sheep. Let's be real here. Like, you know, I'm the last one that got married. I'm the last one to move out of the house. I don't have kids. That's another thing. And, you know, like growing up, I did want to have kids. I did want to have a life, a family, and a house, and kids, and all of that. But guess what? Something I've learned as I've gotten older, I don't even know if I want that. At least the kids part. I don't know if I want that. Right now, I know I don't, and that's okay. That's another thing. If you're struggling like me, where you feel like you have to have kids because everybody around you in your life is doing it, don't be pressured by it. I'm trying to learn that every single day. And sometimes it's hard for me. It is. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. It is hard. Especially watching like a lot of my friends starting their life with their significant others, their spouses, or whatever. They moved out already, where it took me and Nick time. They're having kids, and me and Nick would rather just travel and go to concerts because that's what we like to do. And that's okay, because we have other friends that like to do that stuff too. So, you know, I'm not alone. I know I'm not alone. But sometimes I find myself struggling to push those voices out of my head telling me, well, they're having kids and they're in a house and they're doing this, so you should have that too. But I don't want that. I don't want that now. And I might not want that ever. And that's okay too. You don't have to do what everybody else is doing. You don't have to move at the same pace as everybody else. And that's what I've learned. And it's okay. Yeah, I get jealous. I get sad seeing other people in my life accomplishing so much more that it took me until I got into my 30s to do. But it's okay because I'm here. I'm here now, doing the things, doing the damn fucking thing. And that's fine. And you know what? I'm fucking proud of myself. And that's something I never, ever feel like I've said to me. So this is kind of like a message for myself in a way, but for anybody else who needs to hear this too. You did the fucking thing. You moved out, got away from your toxic house. You fixed your fucking head that was fucked up for so long. You're at peace now. It's okay. Everything is okay. And even though it took you time to get here, It's okay. I love my friends. My friends have been the family I wish I had. And they have been my biggest fucking support through all of this. Nick, fucking love that man with all my heart. He has shown me what it's like to be happy with a person and to make memories that are gonna last a fucking lifetime. And we get to live together. We get to wake up every morning together. And we don't have to hear screaming and yelling. And we don't have to worry about being under somebody else's roof and abiding by other people's rules. We're happy. We're on our own. We're becoming our own people, which is something I feel like we didn't get a chance to do where we were. So I'm sorry this got way out of hand. Emotionally, like this is like the roller coaster. I'm sorry I put you guys on this. To be fair, it's my own fault. I forgot to take my pills today. I was running late. I had somewhere to be. I know that's not an excuse, but it happened. And I'm sorry, Shelly. I'm sorry I didn't take my pills today. But now, here we are. 30, going on 31. Our own home, no debt. And now I can finally sit here and make content for you guys in a clear mindset. So, with this being said, let me know what you guys want to see. If you want to see me do videos of me getting ready, if you want to see me vlog, if you want to see me do hauls, if you want to see me do challenges, if you want to see me review something, like anything, give me your input. Let me know what you want to see. If you want to see me go on a fucking rant like I just did, let me know. But in the meantime, I'm gonna go. I just figured I'd give you guys an update on how I've been, what I'm up to. By the way, my hair changed too. I'm not purple haired. I don't know if I had purple hair the last time I was here, but now my hair is short and red and black. And yeah, I will see you guys soon. I hope you all are doing well. I love you, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, guys. Mwah.